Twin Flame Psychic, and I am with you to do predictions for 2023. So whether you're watching this in 2022 or 2023, this is going to be the perfect info for you at the perfect time. And I thought to start out, I would light a candle so that we can set some intentions for your twin flame journey for 2023. So let's do that. I have this candle right here. Nice candle. Smells like campfire, which is one of my favorite smells. I don't know about if you like that smell, but for me it works. So this is the candle. So you want to just take a moment to look into the flame and set an intention, or even just, find a place of peace in your heart. So whatever works for you. We're just gonna do this for a few seconds. And just take a few deep breaths in and out. All right. Oh, somehow this candle feels very warm. It was just a flame. So, you can see that. Oh yeah, you can see that there in the background. Nice. Okay, so let's get started here. 2023. Well, it was an even year in 2022. A lot of twos, and now we're moving past that. So to me, that signals a time of change for you in your twin flame ascension journey. So if you're someone who does feel that you're on that spiritual path or would like to be, this reading is really for you. And I will talk about some astrology, especially in terms of the different elements and pulling some cards, but I'll do that some more in some other videos. So this will be more just energy prediction and divine masculine, divine feminine, and yeah, what's going on for you. So let's start out with a couple of cards, just overarching energies for the divine masculine and for the divine feminine. So for that, I am drawn to pulling cards from Nature's Whispers. Okay, so I predict that there will be some going back to your roots in 2023, and also as a collective, maybe like caring more about nature, whatever that means to you personally, and anything that you've learned maybe from your ancestors or that interests you, but melding it to in a new way with like the future. So maybe new thoughts on how spirituality and nature interplay with each other, where not like everything natural isn't necessarily better. Sometimes we like maybe things to be scented certain ways, or we like things that are made of more durable materials that aren't completely natural. But it's like, how does everything really align with the life that you want, and in a healthy way. So first card, I just shuffled them, perhaps you heard, is going to be the overarching energy, some major theme to do with the divine masculine. So you want to watch this whether you identify as the DM or the DF to know. So this card, okay, I shuffled a bunch of times, and this is the card that was popping out in the beginning. So it's I feel like this is a big highlight for the divine masculine. Clear out the old. Number 5 signals creativity and change. This is going to help you really get into your creative flow more. Maybe that it's going deeper with even clearing out old ties, like old patterns, old relationships. Now this could be old so-called romantic relationships. I say so-called because if it's not really your twin flame, in truth, you're always really just having that romantic relationship with your twin flame, even if you feel that it is, you're experiencing something else. When you take away the illusion of that experience, what's really left is the truth of you and your twin flame. So as you clear out the old, you're able to experience more of that. And of course, as you probably know, the more romance you feel in your life, the more creativity you're able to really like feel inclined towards. Unless you're using like pain or something as a source of creativity, or intertwining that with spiritual energy, which I highly do not recommend. And clearing out the old can really help you get rid of any of those patterns as well, because it's not really worth it to try to, manipulate that kind of like what you want. It's really about the divine order, and so the divine order really invites you to get yourself in order, right? And this is done from a place of intuition. So this is also about the divine masculine going deeper with intuition, which also means the divine masculine, though, is going deeper with seeking the divine feminine, finding the divine feminine, realizing the divine feminine is not a secret, or what's like the essence of the divine feminine is not like unattainable, or it's like as soon as you get there, like poof, it's gone kind of thing. So no, it's not like that. It's like you clear out the old, you seek the divine feminine, you find more of the divine feminine if you've already found her, and you realize that she is there, and that's really what you do desire. And that's where you build your foundation, not where you were hoping something was, or in the mystery. The mystery is really only serves to guide you to the truth. The mystery is not a place we need to stay in, right? Like, we don't need to live a life of a mystery novel. We want to live a life of a really beautiful life. I think that's what I want, and so if you're watching this and you're on your twin flame journey, I imagine that's what you want too. So I think this is a great, really like straightforward advice. I mean, like literally, could be simple things like cleaning out stuff, getting rid of stuff. Could be in your consciousness too, and that you're supporting the divine feminine and actually getting rid of her stuff. So we'll see. So this is the divine feminine card. This is pause. So this is very interesting. And I love all the blues in it. I've been feeling a lot of blue lately. I'm wearing blue, just painted my nails blue. So that's funny. But yeah, let's see, make sure you can really see the card. Oh, good. It's like starting to focus there. Nice. So yeah, I love this card. The energy of it is so serene, and it's pause. It's like, it doesn't mean that nothing's going to get done. It could be that, actually you're really calling in a lot more of something, more abundance, more, like it could be something that is more on the challenging side. But I feel like if it is too challenging, you might want to reflect on this card and be like, maybe you're creating that challenge where actually if you paused, it would be easier to manifest your desire, because this is a very peaceful card. So it's really about coming back to that place of peace and not trying to go all crazy and do it from the outside, or try to, I think this is also about going deeper into your divine feminine as the divine feminine, and not trying to do what actually really doesn't feel good to you. And that might, and it might in some ways look like more more traditional ideas of what the divine feminine is and the divine masculine, but actually like revolutionary at the same time. So you might come to your own conclusions, because sometimes the way that you're raised, what you see, you either accept it or you reject it. And if you reject it, maybe you're rejecting something there though that actually is divine and is based on something that is peaceful, that works. So this could be a year of reclaiming your power in those places that you have like repelled, you know, because you've felt that you haven't felt like ready to accept it, and maybe it wasn't time, you know. It wasn't like the energy hasn't been right, because we have a collective energy going on as well, like where, you know, people are doing their spiritual work. We're discovering really cool things about like quantum physics and stuff that is groundbreaking. So maybe it's not all over the news. Maybe we see other things in the news like Twitter, oh, you know, but there's other things going on that really could enhance your intuition. And I think that this is also, you know, really balances very nicely with the Divine Masculine card, because like I was saying, I feel that the Divine Masculine is going deeper with intuition, with the Divine Feminine in that place, and how kind of like releasing responsibility to the Divine Feminine in that way. And you can see that this is a very intuitive card. It's that indigo color, but it's also throat chakra, so it's about the Divine Feminine pausing to find or to embrace that place of intuition, and being able to express from a place of peace, so that expression is not forced, because that, you know, and that imbalances this area, right? Like, I'm trying to, like, I don't know if you've ever felt that way, but I have felt like, you know, that pushing energy when I'm tired or whatever. I usually equate that to the thyroid, or, you know, that, I mean, throat chakra area is all, it's all right there. So, and also it's water. So like, water is about emotions, and really, you know, clearing your emotions, and drinking enough water. You know, sometimes it's like these very, we want to make things into like, oh, I need to do this, that, and that. And it can also be like drinking some nice Tulsi tea, and that can be your solution. So Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine cards. Oh, thank you so much for the hearts. It's really nice to see you, Ravati. And yeah, that's really, like put a smile on my face. And I like that it's 2 hearts that you put as emojis there, because that really feels very like twin flame like. And I think that it actually brings 1 extra point to these cards of balance. So it's like, you know, it's just to remember that balance doesn't mean equality. Like, you do the dishes one night, I'll do the dishes the next. It could look like that, but usually it doesn't. And usually that feels very forced. Even in like my classroom, like when I teach art, like it's like, if kids want to work together and do different things, some kids want to copy each other, some kids want to, you know, like cut stuff out. So I try not to be too restrictive, because I don't feel like us all doing the same exact thing or learning the same exact thing is necessarily what we need, especially when it comes to art. I mean, you know, you can make the argument in other areas, but it's the same thing with your twin flame union. And even if you're not with your twin flame, creating a life where your Divine Masculine or your Divine Feminine can be right there, however that happens. It's like you're living your life for you and with the divine, but you're not blocking that. And so a part of not blocking that is coming into your whole self too. And so let's, okay, I have these portal cards. I'm pretty excited about them. These are new for me. I saw them and I was like, oh, I'm so in love. I want these. Okay, so this is the deck, what it looks like here. Who's it by? Tess Whitehurst. Artwork by Layla Silvalainen. But yeah, I like the cards so far that I have drawn from this deck. I like portals. I don't know about you. You know, the concept of them and stuff like that. It's very intriguing, but I think that there's definitely energetic bring literal truth to it too. I mean, different dimensions and things. Just because we can't see things, it doesn't mean they aren't there. And that's a part of the divine feminine developing her intuition too, and pausing. Sometimes pausing means then you can finally see what maybe you were trying to, make happen, and we don't always know why we're guided to do something, but if you can follow your intuition, or feel like surrendered, then you're able to do that, and it can lead you in the perfect place, instead of you pushing. Like, it's like sometimes something sounds so good and it even looks good, but it doesn't feel right. Or maybe it does feel just right and you do it and it is just right for a while, and then it isn't, but you don't quite, like the timing is a little off. So it's important to like not stay in that place of trauma or patterns, and recognize what you've learned too from past experiences, and apply that wisdom to 2023. Really call in that wisdom for yourself. You really deserve it. You deserve that, that divine wisdom. So I guess I just shuffled these. I guess I'm cutting them now. You can't see because the screen is too low. All right, so the first card is landing. Wow, look at that. Hope that it's going to focus. Well, that's very decent focus, it looks like. So yes, I was just looking at who's the guy from the 90s. He actually passed away, I think, at the beginning of 2022, but anyways, he's a dress designer, and kind of seems like made a little bit of a comeback in collective consciousness with these really hyper feminine, some people call them, dresses, but I've certainly had visions like similar, where it's like, covered in feathers or really almost like scales, but not in a creepy way. And this kind of reminds me of that. And interestingly, he designed it, so I don't remember his name right now, but I do remember that he designed the dress for, I think it's called like The Engagement with Demi Moore, and it was like coined as like the dress of the 90s by some people. So I think that's interesting too, because that to me signals a portal to landing into some kind of deeper level of engagement, of romance with your twin flame. Something that your twin flame and you both cannot ignore. That's, it's a truth. So whatever stage you are in with your twin flame, or you feel like you are in, like if you're in kind of union and you're like, do I call it union? And then if you're in harmonious twin flame union, that is something specific. So there is a way to look into what all of that entails. And so as you harmonize your union, as you come more into that oneness with yourself and with your twin flame, and of course with the divine, with God, the universe, source, you're landing into this place that you really can't like get away from, like there's always a part of you that's gonna be like there, I want to say, like not in a stuck kind of way, like in a very divine, like this is the truth, like here's the truth, this is a part of the truth, it's not like it's not some kind of a deviation from the truth. It's just there's something there that you're landing into. And so that's really beautiful, because when you have those moments or experiences, it's something that it does define your union, and something unique about it, but also something collective about it, something that others can relate to. And so it might help you too when you have this feeling arise, or and it might be a specific experience, to share it in some way, whether it's with one person or to an audience. And that could also depend on your year, you know, what's coming up for you in different ways. So if you ever want an astrology reading, I can help you with that. And so for some people, like maybe it would make more sense to share things on social media, and you should always do something like that if you feel called, regardless of your astrology. Or maybe it's going to be something, you know, personal, but I think you might be surprised when you open up, like someone else might be like, oh, I think I know my twin flame too, or, you know, they might think you're crazy, but then you know that too, and then, you know, you can work with that information with how you'd like to move forward with that friendship or family relationship or whatever it is. So yeah, landing. And it's number 10. So it's like, I always think 10 out of 10, you know, like it's very grounded, root chakra, right? And it's green, so it's also the heart chakra. So it's the heart rooting down. And you know, also claiming back your power, like that sun energy, the essence, like finding something about something essential, the truth, something essential. So let's pull another card. I don't know exactly where this is going. Olympus, number 38. Okay, this is about something about the top of the mountain. And this is about the just going deeper with, I feel like this is a card for the divine feminine of like, you don't need to do what doesn't feel good to you, to put it simply. But like, you know, sometimes you do need to like do things and move through them. You can't avoid certain tasks, you know, unless you want to, maybe you can find someone else to do it. But you also don't need to try to prove things that you don't want to, you know, you don't actually desire to, you know, like, and I guess like the very literal example here is climbing the mountain. Maybe you want to climb mountains, then do that. I mean, that's amazing. But are you trying to prove something by climbing that mountain? Or is that really a mountain that you want to climb? Because climbing a mountain, you know, metaphorically, probably, unless you're actually climbing mountains, that does, you know, some people are into that. I'm not. But that's, I think it's really cool if you are. And it's a commitment. And so you want to really ask yourself, is this the mountain I want to climb? Is this the spiritual journey that I desire to take? And it doesn't mean that you can't come down from the mountain before going all the way to the top if it's not the mountain for you. But then there's the mountain also of your twin flame union, you could say, if you want to call it a mountain. And it's not necessarily your job to climb it in a certain way. Maybe it's your job to be led, you know, up the mountain properly, right? And so it's also about claiming your support in that way. And the other thing that this card is about is the divine masculine, and seeing the divine masculine in this way, and that's like appropriate, and that's okay, and you don't need to feel like bad about that or something, you know, like about how you feel about the divine masculine, because, you know, like I was saying, like going deeper with your intuition and everything, well, you might then be feeling more like that's a very inner kind of thing. And so then there's this outer energy with the divine masculine and what they do, and, you know, like they're what they're doing, and what I want to say, like that kind of more physical energy, if you will, and that like really does go well with translating to a mountain. And so it's okay to feel emotionally drawn to that, you know, like it's not just, it's like you might be wondering if this person's your twin flame because you are attracted to them, and you're wondering like what you're attracted about. But like just go deeper with that, because yeah, like beneath that programming there is a feeling, and if it's guiding you in the direction of love, you really don't want to shut that off, and you will find out if it's your twin flame or not. But yeah, it's fine to feel this way towards your twin flame. Okay, and I mean, sometimes like the masculine, there might be some of that energy as well. Sometimes we all like people to take care of us. It's not just, it's definitely not a one way or the other kind of thing, but it's in different ways often. So let's get another card going on. Ooh, initiation. Got a lot of blue. I'm saying, wow. So this is initiation. We have landing and initiation. I might need some lemon balm tea here. Throat chakra. Okay. So, initiation into deeper levels of union with your twin flame. Now, this also speaks to me to life purpose, like more abundance, perhaps, like more responsibility that you are ready for. And so that can take many forms depending on your own like soul design and like what's appropriate for you to move through right now, if you're really calling in the most efficient journey possible. And it can look so different from other people, so I really invite you not to compare what your initiation looks like to someone else's. And sometimes that looks like, where's my twin flame, you know? And sometimes it looks like, oh, I'm like, how do I even like deal with receiving all this great stuff, you know, like I'm just receiving so much and I'm doing the work, but it's like all my dreams are coming true. And that in and of itself can bring up fears and new things to work through. So whether you feel like you're at the, you know, rock bottom or the top of, you know, and this kind of builds off of this card, and yet another meaning for this card for you all is that sometimes like getting to the top of the mountain brings new challenges that you didn't, like you know, you just weren't ready for, and that's your ascension too, you know, and that's really beautiful and really empowering. So getting to the top of the mountain also initiates you into something deeper. This does feel a little, it's almost mysterious, but it's like there's just something here that's very like nourishing and beautiful that you want to stay with, and you know that it will, it like could be fun and interesting and romantic to get to like the core of what this initiation is taking you towards. So this card is really about the romance of like really clearing your intuitive space within and expressing yourself and getting to do that in some way with your twin flame, whether it's in the physical or just like that feeling of being with your twin flame. And this initiation also is about going deeper with trusting your feelings, and that you can do that. It's going to give you some kind of a confirmation that like you, that's going to cause you to feel more in tune with trusting what like what is, you know, channeling to you. So definitely like don't ignore these things, but also don't, I'm also like, I want to say don't take it too seriously, as in like if you get it wrong, don't be disappointed when also your intuition is wrong, and look deeper at that, because sometimes it's not wrong. Sometimes it's that, yes, like the thing you thought wasn't the thing, but the feeling that you thought and the willingness to move through that, or you know, to dive in anyway, that could have been needed for you to get to that next step. So you really want to also look at when your intuition is guiding you in a little bit more of an enigmatic way, and then when you're actually thinking fear is intuition, and then also uprooting that as well. So this initiation, I guess that's what these contrasting colors are about is uprooting the contrast, you know, uprooting the fear. So I did say that in this reading we're going to do elements, so let's do that. And I think we're going to end the reading there, and I'm probably going to end up doing some more in-depth predictions as well. But this is like this is really great for like giving you a little more personal idea of what's going on for yourself, and you can also see if your twin flame is a different element, what's going on for them. So let's do sun sign for these. I mean, you can if you really identify, you know, I know rising signs, we want to look at all that stuff because it rules your chart. But we don't all know that for ourselves or our twin flames. So we're going to go with sun signs. So for your sun sign, if you have an earth sign, this card is for you, okay? So this first card, before I show you, let me just show you the deck, okay? This is the Crystal Mandala deck, Oracle by Alana Fairchild. And I was just looking to see if there's anyone else mentioned on it. Okay, so earth sign, okay? Number 13, Archangel Adnakiel, and Tiger's Eye. So Tiger Spirit rises. Ooh, yeah. I have the tiger energy, you know? So I feel like it's really mixing that tiger spirit with that, also with that pausing energy and clearing out the old for the divine masculines and divine feminines. And so what that means is that this fierceness, if you will, this courage, this tenacity isn't always about pushing yourself. And oftentimes it's not quite about that. So it's about aligning yourself and like seeing if you can find that place where that that energy really propels you. And so that tiger spirit rises. And sometimes it does take you know, that leap of faith and some divine ferociousness, you know, if you will. So yeah, it's about that, but it's also about compassion. So compassion, I mean, this is very much about like Tiger's Eye is very much for animals too. So this it's about like being really in touch, also like rooting down, you know, it's kind of like basic earth sign stuff, like, but going deeper, because sometimes it's an earth sign you might take for granted how grounded you can be and actually get ungrounded because of that, because you're not really focused, you're kind of working with what you got naturally. So I think it's time to go deeper with grounding for you in 2023 as an earth sign, or for your twin flame if this is your twin flame. Okay, so the next card, let's do it for water signs. And this is Goddess Persephone and Ruby, the inner queen. Ooh, well, that's nice. So, you know, this is about ruling your world. This is about giving yourself what you need. Your emotional state is very important. This is also about grounding and about abundance for sure, super abundant. And so, you know, the inner queen. And if you're the divine masculine, the inner queen, you know, it's those characteristics too. It's like when you read the tarot or anything, it's like you do embody some of those yourself. It's not all divine feminine over here, divine masculine. These are the traits of divine feminine. These are divine masculine traits. You know, that's not how it works, right? So there's some inner queen kind of things that really, like, you know, this that you can feel into, that you identify with. And also, though, it is about the inner queen of the twin flame too. So it's safe to just go to that place and honor the inner queen, whether that's you or your twin flame. And so water, earth, air. Let's do air. Okay, Ascended Master Kuthumi and Moss Agate, Sacred Ecosystem. getting a lot of this theme for 2023 of, yeah, going deeper with like grounded kinds of, earth energy. So the air signs, this is looking very good for you with really like using that air quality of like expansion and different interests, but grounding it and allowing you to expand in a more grounded way. And just the colors here, they look very abundant. Um, and so this is to me like also like Ruby, but in a different kind of a way, helping you call in abundance and really like very like throat and heart chakra energy too. So pay attention to especially your heart chakra and just like balancing your chakras. I think balancing because the ecosystem is about balance, and air signs also, there's a lot of balance involved. And so this is going deeper as the earth sign. If you looked at that just, a few minutes ago that I just did, uh, as the earth sign was about going deeper with what they're naturally kind of already pretty good at. But what, you take things for granted and then you kind of sometimes deplete those areas because of it. So same thing here for you if you're an air sign, with going deeper with this idea of balance. And even if you feel balanced and mastered, that actually might be the, like if you've been told, oh, you're good at this your whole life, that actually might be the exact area that you need to work more on. And sometimes that's not true. Sometimes it's like you do have that handled and you really need to focus on this. So but it's going to be about that balance, and at least you're going to have some of that where you're going deeper with working on something that you're already naturally inclined to, and this is going to help boost your inner ecosystem and the system around you as well, and expand, calm, more abundance. Fire. We have fire. Okay, so Ascended Master Mother Mary and Celestine. So I say it right. Anyway, unconditional trust. Beautiful. So, if you're feeling that like kind of fiery energy, you can channel it into more deeper trust. And that's going to help really like drive that action-oriented energy where, where is really like best, like for your highest good. And maybe, if excuse, if it applies to you, you want to call on Mother Mary, like, like just in that divine mother energy, healing, maybe healing, how you have felt about your biological mother in some way too. Knowing that there's a divine mother in that place, and even if you've done a lot of that healing, perhaps going deeper with it. Unconditional trust, and I got a little more, so I feel like this is also very much about throat chakra too. I mean that, just like the colors of the card and everything. So it's also about unconditional trust of expressing yourself. So feeling like you are supported, like, how a mom is like, ideally gonna be like to a kid, like, not like lying to them and being like, oh, this is great when it's like they don't like it, but encouraging them and actually feeling that greatness about them doing things that they see that potential in, like really like loving that creativity in that kid, and like loving that like expression. And so that is gonna like, that's something that you can give to yourself, and it's also something though that you can like call in, and that you can feel supported in just expressing yourself more. And that's also going to help balance you and your essence this year. So and all these, like when you're in balance, when you're grounded appropriately, and all these things, you feel the inner queen, then these things are all very attractive to your twin flame as well, because you feel attractive. You feel like I guess you could say attracted to yourself, but like you feel like you want to be around yourself, like more like real way of how that goes. And we all, of course, have all the elements in our chart in one way or another. So it's good to keep that in mind, I feel as well. But it's nice to focus sometimes just on something simple like your sun sign, which most everyone knows what their sun sign is, unless you don't, know when you were born. Or you're born on a cusp day, but like you don't know the time. But for the most part, you know. And if you have any questions about that, you can always reach out. So I'm going to end the 2023 predictions there for right now. And I'll be back soon with more. Thanks so much for watching. I wish you a wonderful 2023. Please like and share this video if it helped you, if you want to share it, and subscribe if you're not subscribed. And you can check out the resources below if you would like to work with me. Check out my blog readings and all of that good stuff. So take care, and yeah, Happy New Year. Bye.